Carl, welcome to this week's edition of In the Dugout. We'll start off with just one question from the fans this week. It comes from Steve Roebuck, who says, it's a question about the pre-season loan players. He says, why did we go back to dual reg? Ideally the season long loan players would have been ours for the full season and would have had no need to return to the parent club. That's how season long loans tend to work in every other sport, so what has happened with ours?
Who was that from?
Steve Roebuck.
Steve Roebuck, that's a name from blast from the past. Steve and Jeff Roebuck, I remember them. Used to come and watch down at Tuddersfield and Bellevue. Good, you know, they were there loads of times. Dual Reg, the loans. Listen, it was just that the boys probably will be with us for most of the year, but as you see that Jordan Lane played last night in the first team, so you can't really knock a kid getting an opportunity to play first team. I would say, you know, things change, but we have debated this on here a few times. We do know how it works, and you know, they're available, so we would have liked to have them on loan. The thing we've got to remember is our squad is, we've got 20 and then we've got the boys from Hull, so you know, our squad is that is our squad, so they're not basically, even though Hull is the parent club, we'd like to think a good 4 or 5 of them we class them as Donny players. Otherwise we're leaving ourselves short with having 20 players and signed for Donny. You know, we wouldn't do that if we didn't have the plans we have.
I suppose when you look at it, the bigger picture this season, when Hull eventually get all their first teamers back, the fact that so many young players are getting game time now will benefit us because we'll be getting those players further on in the season. That's
right, and like I say, things change. You know, we spoke in the pre-season about the players who was going to potentially be at Donny on loan. They've obviously gone and ripped it up in pre-season. They've got in Hull's first team. How good's that? And like you say, if they're not going to come here, well, whoever they're keeping out is made available to us. So surely that makes us all stronger, and it works. So I don't know why everyone gets so hung up on it, because it is what it is. Those players are made available to us from Hull, and you'd like to probably say, apart from the Hull first teamers, you know, the internationals and that, everyone else is available along with our players for selection. So, you know, good luck to the kids. Like I say, I can't see the issue. What's the issue? I can't see it. That's, you know, whether it's loan, dual reg, does it really matter? We all know how it works. Yeah, you have them all year. We have the dual reg players all year. I think for continuity you would like the same players. But that's up to the coach. At the end of the day, we're all just watch supporters. We don't pick the team. If I pick the team and you pick the team, Steve and Richard pick the team, I think we'd all pick different teams. But it's up to him. He's the boss man on that side of it, and he's the one who tries to get the results for us. Looking back last weekend, and the West Wales game eventually postponed, I think it was something that probably, given the weather, was always going to be called off in the end. Was it a best for all parties move just to get it called off nice and early so that it wasn't called off when the team were halfway down to the game? Well, yeah, and that's for the team, but I also have an obligation to our supporters, and I knew that there was a few of them going down on the Saturday to in the hotel to stay down there with it being so far away, so I sort of had to push them for an answer because I didn't want them going down there and spending their hard-earned money in the hotels and that, and then to find the games called off on the Sunday. So we wanted to call it early, for not just for the team but for the supporters as well, and like I say, that's what I can have a control of. So the pitch was frozen, and it didn't look like it was going to thaw. Tough one because we have to rearrange it, and it's a long way to go. I was going to say, but how do those sort of processes work now then? Is it just a case of finding a date which suits both clubs? Yeah, well, I think Newcastle needs to play them again, so, you know, us and Newcastle play in the Challenge Cup. West Wales is out of the Challenge Cup, so one of us could pick that game up probably in the next round of the Cup. Whoever loses could probably find that spare weekend of the cup game to go and play them, and that's how we'll rearrange it. And then you have to wait till you get knocked out of the cup to fill them in.
On subject to Newcastle, the fixture date's been announced for that Friday the 16th of March, 8 o'clock kick-off. You said last week you wanted the Friday night lights. Is that the exact reasoning behind getting the game on the Friday?
Yeah, I don't normally get what I want, but respect to Newcastle, they were happy to come on the Friday night. We give them the option of the Friday and the Saturday, and they like the idea of Friday night. So buzzing. I think it'll be good. Game under the lights here at the Keep, mate. Be good. Tough team, very, very tough, and we have to go to them the week after as well. So get out on Friday. I think it'll be a cracker.
And if we win that game, it just sets you up for a nice weekend, doesn't it? Getting that win on the Friday night. Enjoy your weekend after that, knowing that you're in the hat for the next round if we get the job done. Yeah,
nice and early. But obviously we need to worry about Whitehaven before we start worrying about Newcastle next week. We'll talk about them next week. So Whitehaven is the focus, which will be another real tough game for us.
I want to ask you about Eddie Hearn's interest in promoting the game. What have you made to that, and how much do you think he could bring the sport on and develop it?
Oh, I'm lucky enough to have had a couple of conversations with Eddie, not about rugby league, and he's just oozes class. Do you know what I mean? He's come here for a few of Jamie McDonald's press conferences and asked me to sort them out for him. But just while we're talking about that, big up to Gavin last week. Gavin McDonald, we all seen him live on Sky. What a fight! Absolutely took that Yuffie to school, and from the start to finish, he showed his class, and I think it's one of the best performances I've seen Gav put out, and he just looked class. And the people that all talking about him, and people ringing rugby people who I speak to in the week saying, "What about that Gavin McDonald?" So they all know about Jamie. Now they all know about Gav as well, which good respect to Gavin, because he works hard and he gets everything he deserves. But he done Doncaster really proud. It was a great fight, and we wish him all the best for the future. But going back to Eddie, he could certainly promote our game for us. He's got that. He's proved in the darts, and if you look at the darts and the snooker and the boxing, it's just phenomenal what they do. Selling out arenas pretty early, and we would be foolish not to try and listen to what he's got to say and how he does it. He might do things totally different to us, and get the players getting their tops off and showing their muscles, and a bit like you, Rob, you know what I mean? Like you do every day in the office. So he knows how to attract people to any sport. So you've got to give a big up to the RFL for not being so keep it here and spreading their wings and going out and having a talk to him. So it's a start. Let's see what we can learn from him, and we're watching that as a club closely. If I get the opportunity through the boxing and stuff like that to have a talk to him, I'll be pinning him in a corner too and trying to see what he can do for the game. So the more of us who speak about him and say, let's get him on board, and will give us a bit of his time, which he has, and that's the most important thing you can give to anyone, is your time. So he's given us his time, and we thank him for that.
Looking ahead to the Whitehaven game this weekend, then, is this the sort of game that the squad needs after 2 games where it's been fairly comfortable victories? Do we need this sort of a big test against one of the big boys in Betfred League?
Yeah, and they are the big boys in the middle. They've got a big middles coach there, Carl Foster, good player. He's the leader of that team, and he's the boss of that team. He's the leader of the team. He's the go-forward man. He's we've got it all on stopping him, as well as his forward pack. So we know they're really strong in the middle, and they've got some of obviously our P&G brothers playing in the backs there. So I think Jace will be looking forward to locking horns with them. Always plays they always try and play well and get one over each other. Them P&G boys are the same as the Kiwi boys when they play each other. So it'll be a tough one, but it'll really show us, you know, where we are, and we'll find out, because you know this team finished in the second last year in the playoffs, and they've kept most of their team, so they'll be tough.
Is it about building confidence as well and showing that we can match it with the best teams in this league, and also showing to the rest of the league that we're a team to be reckoned with this year?
Oh no, I don't think that's Richard's style. He just wants the team to get better every week. You know, so see where they need to learn, and you know, we'll get some pressure put on us this week in areas probably we haven't in all the friendlies and in the first 2 games. So I'm sure they'll pick a team to combat the opposition, and you know, we'll hopefully get the job done. But you know, we're playing on the big pitch out here, so we have to play to our strengths, and Rich they'll have the game plan to do that.
Sponsors for this weekend's game?
Yeah, brilliant. Carol Green Nutrition, she's the sponsor. She's fantastic with us. I think it's something, she's got sort of a ladies' day or woman in league guests coming. I'm not sure if Lizzie Jones is coming. That I've been told Lizzie may be here, which is great. You know, so Carol does a lot for the club, and we thank her. And obviously as well, what you forgot to ask me, it is Mother's Day on Sunday, so all the boys bring your mums, and I think we've got it sorted that
a few of the lads are walking out with their mums, yeah? A
few of the boys' mums are walking them out, and Pie Man's not mentioned nothing today, is it? Have you? You're back? I forgot you weren't here last week, were you?
Not here last week, no.
So were you taking your mum out?
No. I can't go out this Sunday, they've got to do it next week.
Oh, you'll have to bring her to the game.
Yeah.
Hey?
She's busy.
Yeah, obviously I've just got to give him a little bit every week. His team's probably going to lose this weekend. We'll see. No, it's Mother's Day on Sunday, so you know, bring your mums. There could be a few nice surprises for all the mothers that come. That's not me. Or get down on Sunday and let's get behind the boys and be a real tough game. So we need everyone in Donny to come out and support us. See you Sunday.